Game 7 of the World Series goes in extra innings, back-to-back, bases-loaded jams. After an amazing series, after about a week of baseball, might have been the best series of baseball I've ever watched. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. I'm your host, Dennis, and today we're going to talk about the World Series and how it went. First up, let's talk about some players and some ups and downs. First, Blake Snell. Now, Blake Snell was coming into the World Series in one of the most dominant starts of postseason. But coming into Game 1 of the World Series, he did not show that at all. Pitched 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks. Not a great show for the 11-4 loss for the Blue Jays taking Game 1 of the World Series. Then he starts Game 5 with another not-so-great start, throwing 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs again. Just not a great start for him, not what I expected out of him, while resulting the 6-1 loss, Toronto taking the lead 3-2. And then in comes Game 7, biggest moment of the game. Makes a rare relief appearance, throwing 1 1/3 inning, while allowing 1 hit, having 2 strikeouts. But hey, at least he ended off on a good note, but just not the great World Series start I expected out of him. Next, let's talk about some hitters. I have 2 to talk about, one from the Blue Jays and one from the Dodgers. First, I have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now, I really feel bad for him. He was one of the top hitters in the entire postseason, batting 400 and 8 home runs in the entire postseason. But just overall, you got to feel bad for him. I mean, he gave it all on the field. Next, let's talk about my personal favorite player, Mookie Betts. Now, Mookie Betts might have had the complete opposite of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He just was not showing up at all, batting 229, 0 home runs. Just not the way I wanted to see him hit in the postseason, given that, obviously, he's my favorite hitter. I mean, he did win the MVP in 2018, which was also, 7 years ago. But it's just kind of sad, honestly, in my opinion. Next, I'm going to surprise you with a guest on the show. So today I have
Miles?
So, Miles, I know you're not the biggest sports guy or just baseball fan in general.
Not
right?
at all.
So I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Well, 2 questions. One's opinion-based.
Okay.
And see what you know about the sport, all right?
Okay.
First, let's start with a World Series question. Since you don't know much about it, I'll give you 4 options. Who has the most World Series and with how many? Dodgers with 13, Yankees with 11, Blue Jays with 9, or Red Sox with 15?
I'm going to go off biggest number. I'm going to go with Red Sox.
So that is incorrect. I just made those numbers up. The correct answer is Yankees with 11 World Series titles.
Well, you said 11 with the Yankees.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Oh, okay. The others were to throw me off.
No,
Okay.
no. Second question, Miles. In the entire 2025 World Series, who had the most home runs? Now I'm going to give you 4 options, 2 from each team. Vladimir Guerrero with the Blue Jays, Shohei Ohtani with the Dodgers, Will Smith with the Dodgers, or George Springer.
Okay, so Will Smith and George Springer are... I don't know if they're actual names in the World Series at this point, but Will Smith is an actor, and the other one, I forgot the name already. I'm pretty sure he's a country artist. So I'm going to go with the first one.
Vladimir Guerrero?
Yes.
Okay. So those 2 people I said were real. Yes, there's a guy named Will Smith. Yes, there's a guy named George Springer in the baseball. But Vladimir Guerrero is not the right answer. The correct answer is Shohei Ohtani with 3. Now, Vladimir Guerrero did have 2.
Okay.
Just not more than him, obviously. Now, last question. Who's your favorite team and why?
Cubs, and it's because that's kind of where my household kind of grew up liking the Cubs. So
Just around here, it's just kind of common just to see Cubs fans.
yeah,
You don't.
the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah,
not
you don't see because there's not a team in Indiana, obviously.
no,
Thanks, Miles.
no problem.
Thanks, Miles, for coming on the show and answering some questions. Lastly, I think the craziest part about this Dodgers World Series was they only batted .203 in the entire World Series, batting 20% of the time, and getting outscored 34-26. The Blue Jays scored 34 runs, and the Dodgers scored 26 across all 7 games, which just shows it's not about how much you do. It's about when you do it in the right moment. Now, as the episode wraps up, you're going to see more of my guest Miles and him learn more and more about the sport of baseball because baseball's over. I mean, the World Series happened. And we'll also talk about off-season, other awards. Award race will be great to talk about. And until next time.